Chubstep.
Jrad.
Creating the oil of
Steed. Chubstep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
What's on there?
Mrs. Butterworth's.
Go get it. That's rum. Read labels.
Is it bad?
Not really.
The #1 podcast in the world, Chubstep.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show has started.
Again.
This is a continuation of last week's episode where we talked about all your favorite Chubstep topics. I'm not sure how that's being split up yet, but we split it up.
Yeah, deal with it.
And then also in the future, we're going to have a Steedshow or Steed hosted episode coming up in the next week or so here too.
Yeah. Oh man, it's going to be tough with my no drinking protocol to do a Steed show. So it might have to be the Steed investigation.
It could be Steed investigation. You could do Steed show, but like the theme is everybody drinks tomato juice or something weird.
No. The Steed show is it's you know what?
A drinking thing.
It worked.
Okay.
The concept worked.
Yes, the concept worked.
And it also did not work.
It also did not work. All right.
Bing bang.
Okay, so actually, you just kind of brought up a potential myth. I'm going to debunk a myth for you.
Ooh.
I have had neighbors, I've had people in my life make comments to me about pizza boxes in recycling, Steed.
Okay.
What do you think? What when you hear pizza boxes in recycling, what do you think?
Well, I think that it's soiled with food waste.
And so it won't let you recycle it, right?
But here's the thing. I don't play by your rules.
Exactly.
You want a little pizza? Look, if I bought a fucking cardboard, if Amazon sent me a cardboard box and it had a little bit of pizza grease on it, I ain't crying.
Exactly. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, so just recycle it.
Exactly. And the point is that I actually read this whole thing about pizza. I listened to this whole thing, I think it was on Freakonomics, about pizza boxes. And it was all about which you wouldn't think there's that much information on it. There's a ton of information on pizza boxes. There's one guy that has the record for most amount of pizza boxes. He has.
Okay. What's this guy's problem?
Exactly. So this guy has 1,650 pizza boxes. He has the Guinness World Record.
Cool.
Here's a picture of him.
Nice.
Share my screen here. So, yeah. Anyway, this guy just collects them all. Here's the guy, Steed. He loves pizza boxes, and he says actually all the ones that he has have never had pizza in it. But he was the one that was saying, I think, that actually people think you can't recycle pizza boxes, but it turns out you can actually. So I even looked at the City of Chicago's website and stuff like that. If they basically say if it has a crazy amount of grease and like cheese and stuff, just rip off that part that's greasy, but recycle everything else.
Where's the cutoff? How do I know the cutoff?
It's basically they're trusting you with that knowledge. But the point is that like a normal pizza that you get, it has a little grease on it. It's fine. They say recycle it. But I feel like my whole life I've been told just throw those in the garbage, and I feel like I contributed to the environment falling apart.
Yeah,
I will say,
because here's what I did. I was like, fucking, if I had the recycling bin, I just put the pizza box in there, and then I'd say, well, if they don't want it, they can take it out.
Suck it. I feel like that way. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, why am I doing this for you?
Yeah.
And also in that thing, they also said there's actually much better designs for pizza boxes that actually insulate it better and keep it warmer and stuff like that. But they're marginally more expensive, so like they're never going to be mass produced in the same sort of way.
Yeah, and you're not taking pizzas on like a 30-minute drive. You don't need to really.
Yeah. Ideally, the driver's
you don't
fast.
need to insulate it super good.
Yeah, ideally, the driver's fast. Okay, so anyway, that's my little thing of pizza boxes. Just so you know, you can recycle them. It's not really funny. It's not really anything like that. I just I wanted to fight back at all the people that have been hating on me.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Speaking of fast food, here's a bing bong for you.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
I went to a McDonald's recently. Went to the drive-thru. I've never noticed this before. I don't go to McDonald's a ton, so this is maybe why I haven't noticed it. But it says braille and picture menus available. Now,
braille. Okay.
braille and picture for those that are blind
And those that can't read.
and those that can't read. Now, to get to this spot, you had to have driven through a drive-thru. This is on the glass of the drive-thru. So if you're blind, you should not be driving. To my knowledge, I know there's the self-driving cars to a certain extent, but okay, let's say you were blind, you got up to this point. You cannot see this, like you can't see it because you're blind, right? That's the whole point. So the braille part makes zero sense to me. Why that's the sign is there. Picture menu. So again, if you need the point where you need a picture menu, the presumption is also you can't read. You can see, but you can't read. You can't read the sign that tells you have picture menus available. They need a picture, some sort of picture display that shows we have picture menus. Now, I don't know what
Without
that is.
using words. Yeah.
Without using words. I'm curious what the picture menu is for McDonald's. Is it just hamburger and it says what's a picture of $2?
The menu is already a picture there.
I know
All
that's
the
like
items have the picture.
I know, and so but I'm like, okay, so instead of it like a number 2, maybe it has like 2 single-dollar bills, and like that it's $2.
If you can't read, can you read numbers?
This is
Legitimate
why the
question.
Legitimate
question.
I know, no, I feel like the exact same way. I don't know I'm confused. The thing I was most confused about was just the braille part of this. Like, it's good that you have this, so when somebody comes up, you're like, yeah.
What if it was a blind guy and a sight guy, and the sight guy drives in, and he's just like, I'm fucking done with you today. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, that's
and the blind guy's like, what's
right.
on the menu? What's on the menu? And he's like, just shut the fuck up. And then he just like throws the braille menu at him.
Yes. So in that scenario where a guy that can see has driven through the drive-thru, and then he is mad and not speaking to the blind person in his car, that would be a good example of when this braille menu would come up. Now, I could think of a bunch of other examples where other menus would be necessary very similarly, but like, I don't think they need to necessarily hold that menu there, or at least not displayed in the drive-thru scenario. I think they should have a braille menu. I think that's a good idea for somebody that shows up, but like, presumably they're not going through the drive-thru by themselves, where somebody's not there to read it to them.
Yeah, that's true. It could be one blind guy in the passenger seat and then a deaf person in the other seat. So that
a lot of stuff, I'm sure it's happened. The amount of people that have been to McDonald's, I'm sure that scenario's happened, and I'm sure there's one person that got really upset about it, and they say, "Why don't you have a blind menu at this drive-thru?" Mm-hmm. And then we say, "Sir, we have one at the front desk," and they say, "No, that's not good enough. I need it at the drive-thru."
You don't think I can drive? Watch.
Yeah, you don't think I can drive? Yeah. So anyway, thought that was strange. Didn't need that.
Could be a Tesla. You just hop in a Tesla too.
Yeah, true.
Blind guy says,
that's what I'm saying, the self-driving part, but when you get up there, it's still not going to read the menu for you. Was there something else you want to get to, Steve?
Yeah, Bing Bong, you eat food at McDonald's, and you can also now eat this new fish.
Bing Bong!
New fish alert.
There's a new fish that people aren't eating?
New fish alert. New fish. We are going to call it what are they naming it? The Patuxent fish.
I didn't ask for this.
What fish do you think this is?
Or what is it? Describe it for people that
it has vampire teeth.
Okay.
It has leopard spines. It's long and it lives in fresh water.
And it tastes good?
Apparently it tastes pretty good.
Why have they not discovered it till now?
Okay, so it has been discovered, and it's normally called the snakehead, which is an invasive fish into the U.S. Have you heard of the snakehead before?
No. You describe it to me.
Okay, so it is like a fish with like sharp teeth, and they're super aggressive. and they kill everything and basically just take over like waterways. And they're invasive in the US.
Okay.
They were native to Asia, like everything that's invasive. And then
Yes.
people,
Yeah. Doesn't it seem? Yeah. When I think about like the Asian carp, there's kudzu, which is that Japanese vine that grows over everything, and now this thing. Yeah.
yeah. So the snakehead, like, I guess people like just released them into wild, like the pythons in Florida.
Yeah.
And now the pythons in Florida have like killed everything. So the snakehead are like doing the same thing, and they like are just dicks and whatever. So if you catch a snakehead, just kill it.
Oh, but we can't. You said to eat it though.
Yeah. Actually, so there's legislation in Maryland to change the snakehead's name to the patuxent fish or the chana.
Chana, I would eat chana.
I would definitely have a chana. That sounds good. Because they think it's less off-putting, like the Chilean sea bass.
Yeah.
That was otherwise known as the Patagonian toothfish.
Yes, I remember you saying that. And like that doesn't I don't want to eat a toothfish.
No, and if you look at a picture of it, you're like, what the hell?
A lot of fish that are good tasting are very scary looking. Halibut is a disgusting looking fish.
Well, it's all the deep water fish.
Yes, you're right.
Because I mean, my theory is that they have all the pressure and it like whatever condenses the meat all good. I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And then there was another one. I can't find it. But yeah, they've done this like several times. Where they rename a fish to make it sound. The one was like a slime fish or something.
Rebranding.
Yeah, they rebrand it, and I think it's like an orange roughy or something.
Okay. Yep, I've heard of the orange roughy. Yeah.
Yeah, and you'd eat that, but you wouldn't eat a slime fish. So the plan was, hey, we're gonna rename the snakehead to the chana, and we are gonna get people to serve it at restaurants, and hopefully people will just go out and kill these things.
Yeah. So they've rebranded lobster to a certain extent. Lobster used to be like peasant food. That used to talk about it. I remember I was watching, I think it was Mysteries of the Abandoned, about like abandoned jails, and they talked about at the time these guys in the jail cells, like what their meal a lot of times was lobster, just because like it was like a gross thing to people forever, and then I don't know
like,
how.
What's this insect down here?
It is gross looking. I mean, it is.
Yeah, it's creepy.
It's creepy. It's gross. It's a water bug. It tastes very good. But like somebody did a great rebranding, and they were like, this is actually fancy food.
Probably when butter got invented.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they were getting butter with that lobster.
Who knows? Butter's been around a long time.
How would they cook it?
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know if they were cooking it right. They probably weren't cooking good.
Well, lobster's super easy to cook, right? You can just.
Well, they were probably overcooking it.
Probably overcooking it. You're right. And back in that day, no doubt. So rebrand is important. I think I would be curious to try it, but anytime I hear invasive species, now I don't want to have it because I feel like it grosses me out for whatever reason.
Yeah, it says it's high in protein, low in fat, rich in selenium and omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay.
So good protein, considered to have an excellent taste, moderately high in sodium though.
Okay.
So only eat a little snakehead at a time if you're on a low salt diet. And you got to remove the skin and fat layer to minimize the accumulation of toxins.
Oh, good.
So
good.
I don't know what that means, but.
But please do it so you don't get the toxins.
You look lovely. Is that blouse from Ann Taylor?
No.
Well, someone should tell Ann Taylor because they have a very similar one.
What are you even trying to go for with this?
I shop for Chrissy and Ann Taylor. I'm just saying, I think they'd be very interested in knowing that someone's selling a cheaper version.
How do you know this was cheaper?
Because I shop for Chrissy at Ann Taylor, idiot!
It could be nicer, dillweed.
It's not!
Okay, I have one request here. This is from Chubstep Trevor. email the show chubstep.podcast@gmail.com to send us requests. Steve, he had, I'm going to ask you a question here, and I'm going to explain what the things are. But he asked, if you had to be a furry, a scaly, or a birdie, which one would you be and why? So here's what they are. A furry is your traditional.
I know the furry.
You know what furry is. Everybody knows what furry is. And I didn't realize these things were really separate, but a scaly is more of the same sort of thing, but with like a reptile version of
like
it.
a lizard.
Like a lizard. And then a birdie is obviously like something with feathers. So these are when children or adults dress up in a costume of an animal, usually anime looking, I would say. And then act as said animal or act as a character. And then, yeah, so apparently, Trevor, I didn't hear what your answer was if you're listening to this. Because I wanted some context of where this came up, but he said he just found out what they were the other day and he wanted to know what Chubstep thought. So there's a scaly. Here's my thoughts. I'm going to eliminate one of these right away.
Yeah, so I Googled birdie cosplay and it's just pictures of like chicks with their tits out. And
I Googled birdie furry and then it's
birdie
just
furry?
normal. No, but I think yours is probably better.
No, don't Google it, Jared. Oh God! Oh my God! Birdie furry is way worse.
I think you might.
I gotta
have
take my glasses off.
You might have like
if
a
the
safe
reflection
setting.
of my glasses just showed what I am seeing. It is horrific images.
Okay, here's the thing. I think I have safe searches.
I'm looking at a fox and it looks like a fox and some type of rabbit.
Steve, what do you use to search for
rubbing
stuff?
their
Like,
penises together?
Okay, because I searched birdie furry and I could share my screen. It is not bad at all. I'm seeing just normal people. You must be using some sort of your dark web search engine, I think.
What the hell?
What system do you use to search?
I'm on Bing. I'm on Bing
Oh,
like a
Bing.
normal guy.
Okay, Bing. Okay, I see.
What
I
the
see.
fuck?
I'm on
Safe
Google.
Search
So
is
that's
off. All right, I'm turning it on to strict.
well, but Google safe search, even with safe search off on Google, I'm getting normal things, not not implied bestiality type things. So
there's nothing implied about what I just saw.
Well, yeah, but I mean they're actual people, so that's the implication part of it.
Because of the implication.
So
it was all cartoons.
Oh, it was cartoons. So it was hentai stuff. Okay,
and
so
there was one naked girl not even in a costume, so that's kind of bullshit.
Sorry you had to see that, Seed. So let's get back to eliminating one of these. Which ones are you eliminating right away?
I guess the scaly.
Okay, and why? You're eliminating scaly?
Just because, like, the lizard heads don't do it for me. I've seen, like, this velociraptor girl, something with horns. There's, one kind of cute little horned lizard thing, but these look like weird lizard monsters for the most part.
Yeah, I agree. The scaly thing is gross. You know what it kind of looks like? There was a really bad movie. Oh my God, give me a second. I'm going to find this one. It was with Whoopi Goldberg, something Rex, Theodore Rex. Oh my God. This maybe is one of the worst looking movies ever made. I'm going to show people on the screen. People at home, just search what this looks like.
So much.
Okay, Theodore Rex was a really shitty movie. I'm not even going to try to describe what this is, but it's Whoopi Goldberg in like kind of a Blade outfit, movie Blade, and then there's this dinosaur that looks like something kind of out of Barney.
Yeah, but instead of like soft fur, they give him like real lizard skin.
Yeah, it looks like a Chuck E. Cheese lizard.
Yeah.
But you made a movie for it with Whoopi Goldberg. So this movie, it reminds me of this. What did Theodore Rex get? It has a 2.4 out of 10 on IMDb. So if people don't know how hard that is to do, that's very difficult.
That should have killed her career.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah. And I know you're a big Whoopi fan, so that was tough for you to see a movie like that. But yeah, anyway, that just 1995. Anyway, that to me the Scalies remind me too much of that Theodore Rex, which was a terrible movie.
Mm-hmm.
The birdie, here's my problem with birdie cosplay, is that you basically, the best part of being a bird is the flying part, and you can't fly.
Can't fly.
So
Yeah.
what is the point of being a birdie cosplay?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean the traditional furries, there's just so much what's the word? There's so much like going on behind the scenes. Like they have the infrastructure set up. They've got the costumes, they've got the materials.
Yeah.
They've got all these drawings that don't look like horrible goblins. I didn't see anybody docking when I Googled just furry, but when I Googled birdie furry, there was people docking.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of variation too. Like you can give a wolf a six-pack pretty easy.
Yeah,
A little
for sure.
wolf guy.
I see a picture of a wolf with a six-pack here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's, some of the boobs on these wolf girls, they did a great job. They're huge.
Okay.
I'm going mainstream. I'm going straight furry.
Yeah, I am too, Trevor. So people email us to show your thoughts on what you do. Here's what I would do, Steve. I always wear this Jacksonville Jaguars Duval hat. I think I would make a Trevor Lawrence. It would be a Jaguar, but with Trevor Lawrence's hair from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then maybe a pair of glasses like this. I think that would be my furry costume.
Yeah, you'd look good.
And then I would just yell out Duval for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, that would be my thing. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up there. This is the second of two-part episode. Steve, thank you for continuing with me through your sickness, fighting through your sickness. Double salute to you, hero.
Thank you.
Double salute.
I'm gonna double salute back, and it was on my own because I drank so much booze that I'm assuming my body was like, "We're done."
I can't think.
They were like, "We're just gonna kill you slowly."
Yeah, exactly.
But Aleve, I fought the Aleve fight, and I'm going over the recommended dose.
Exactly. All right, perfect. So we're up at there. New shows every Thursday. Email the show, chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube. Check us on YouTube, Chubstep Podcast, Instagram, Chubstep Podcast. The show has ended. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.